get so strong enough.
So now let's move on to our actual working of the system. So now we will create our JavaScript code here. So basically we will divide our code in 3 sections. So we will be having our selectors first, then we will have our all the event listeners in one place so that it becomes easier for us to develop the code, and then we will have our functions here. So selectors. So now first thing we will have to do is get the value that we are inputting here. So if I write hello, press enter, so the value that we are stating here, we need it on bar back so that we can show it here, right? So first we will create a constant variable of to do input, and we will having document dot query selector, and we will be using the class that we used before in our HTML. So this is now, as soon as we get this, we will log so that we can see we are getting the value. So hello, oh sorry, we will log the variable to do input. Okay, so I'll open my console. Here we are in the console, so you can use F12 or Ctrl Shift I. These are both the shortcuts, so you can work with this. Here hello, so here we get the element, right? So we don't want the element, we want the value, but we will be using the value function in the later phase. So bear with me for a minute. We close the console. So here we are. Then what do we need? Something else. So yes, we want an event. So on button click we want to call a function, so that whenever a user enters a value, so we have to save it inside. So all our work will be inside a function. So we'll create a button variable to do button, and document dot query selector, and we will use the class here that we used before in HTML to do button. Okay, and then we will have, okay, so we will create an event listener so that whenever a button is pressed we have to carry on a function. So to do button dot add event listener, what will be our event listener? Click. So whenever a user clicks on the button, we have to call this function add to do, right? It's showing error right now because we haven't created any function, so we'll create one right here. So first function that we will be creating is add to do, and we will be getting an event, that is the click event we are calling from here. So we will have the event here. So we got the function right here. Now we have to get the value, right? So let's see, we get the value, console.log to do input, right? So we save this, we open the console, and we enter something here. Enter. Yeah, so I forgot to use one thing. I'll explain why. As soon as I enter the button, we are using the form component of HTML, and the default behavior of a form component is to refresh the complete page after the form has been submitted. So we do not want to refresh our page, as we are using each and everything on a single page. So we do not want to use our system as a conventional system. We will be using new system where you do not need to refresh each and every time you need to get data back. So we will do this first. So yeah, we have our event here. So then we will do one thing. We have event, so we have a default event, so event dot prevent default, and what will this do is it will prevent the default behavior of the form so that the browser doesn't refresh itself and we get to see what we are getting. So here, hello. So yeah, you can see we get the value, but we get the complete element. So I'll show you how we get the value of inside this element. So we have this. So now we'll add a function dot value. So now we will be getting the value from this. So yeah, you can see we entered hello and we have hello. If I enter word, so see, we'll get work and the web page is not refreshing, so we have the previous data as well with us. Great. Now to do input, so we don't need this console.log anymore. It was just to explain you how the things are working. Now okay, we will be adding one more stuff, that is to check the error message, right? So if there is nothing in this field, so the user need to be shown with an error so that he or she can find out that there is nothing in the input field and it cannot be added into a to-do list. So please add something and be productive. So here we go. In our HTML we will add above our input tag, and below our header we will add a div with a class of error, and we'll keep it hidden for the moment until and unless the submit button is pressed, and we will say field cannot be empty. Okay, so here you can see we have the value, but we will style this so that it is disappeared until and unless we want to get it available on the browser window. So in style.css we will style it. So here first we will do is go up here, we will use hidden. Before hidden I'll just style it. So the error, we will give it a color of red because that's most used color for errors. Font weight, we'll give it a bit bolder look so that it gains attention, and we'll align the items in center so that it stays in front of the user. So yeah, see, it's just in front of the user and user can see it as soon as the error pops up. So then now we have to hide it because we do not want to show it every time, right? We only want to show it when there is an actual error. So we will give the display none, right? Okay, so it is gone. Now how will we show it when we want to and we have an error? So we will go in our JavaScript and we will check if to do input dot value. As you saw, we get the value from this method. We will check if it's equal to null. If it's equal to null, we will remove the hidden class, because of this hidden class in here, we are not able to see this element on the browser. If we remove this class, so the styles that we have applied to the hidden class won't be applied to this element, and it won't be because in hidden we were hiding the element, so the element will be shown. So here we will remove. So error is our element. Okay, so we need to get that element too. Okay, so constant error. Okay, document.query selector, and we will use the error class that we used before, because the error class will be there every time, but the hidden class will be either removed or kept according to our needs. So the constant stuff is error, so we can always call the element using this in JavaScript. So I will use this error dot class list, so we can access each and every class that this. So I'll show you what this prints. Console dot log. So you can see here, so we can keep this empty and I press the button. So yeah, you can see we have the elements back here. So we have error and hidden. So this is an object which has all the values and the list of classes that are present inside. So we will have to remove the element hidden. So here we go. So instead of logging this, we will just do one thing. From the element error, access is class list and remove the class of hidden. So we want to remove the class of hidden. So see, and else if the value is valid, that is user has entered something in the input field, we want to hide the error. So let's see here. Let's see. So as soon as I press submit, we get an error. Now I enter something, I press submit. So you see the error doesn't go. We want it to disappear as soon as we press enter and the value in the field is valid. So for that we will add the hidden class again, so that the error goes away. So in the class list we will add the class hidden. Great. So now let's see, if you add, see there is an error. If I type something and add, see the error goes. Great. Then now, as I told you that we will be creating this, the structure that I explained you here in our HTML, we will be creating it using our JavaScript. So first we will create a to do division. Create a to do division, and here we will create a constant to do div document dot create element. So this command, this method will create an element in our document. So we are actually using DOM, that is data object manipulation. So here what type of element I want to create. So it is a division, and then as we use add and remove methods here, we will be using it here to add or remove a particular class. So we want a class in our division that I showed you before. So here, so we will add a class list to it. So to do div dot class list dot add, and what are we going to add is to do, because this is our complete element. So as shown in the structure, we have a division in which we have a list and two buttons. So the complete a list and a two buttons should be wrapped in a division. That is complete stuff. So this is the element button and button. So this is the complete to do div, right? So here to do div dot class list dot add to do. Now we have to create a list, right? So we have to create this. So this is the first element that we have in our division. So we'll create that. So create list. So as we created our division, we will create our list too. So we'll name it new to do document dot create element, and it will be of type list. Okay, now we have to insert, like Yes. So now the value I entered here is to be shown here. And what is this? We have to manipulate the content, the inner HTML part, the inner text part of this element. So we will do that like this. So we will use new to do dot inner text equal to, we will add to do input dot value. So we will put that value in here. So here, okay, is not defined HTML button element. Let me see what the error it is. Okay, so this is a typography error. So yeah, document, yeah, so moving, and if we hit enter, we have the element back. Now after doing that, we have to show it somewhere else. So we haven't yet made it public. So to do that, we will do this. Now we will add it a class. So new to do dot class list, and we will add to do item because it is one item from the complete list. Okay, then we will append this to our main division. So as I discussed in the structure, so like we have a division, and inside a division we have our list and inside our and below side our list we have checked and delete. Okay, so this is our complete element. So we need this all three elements inside this. So to do that, we will be using a append function of JavaScript so that we can add it. So new to do dot, we will append it to the to do div. So to do div dot append. So we will be adding this element, the element that we created, to our division. So new to do, this is our list, so we will add it there, and in finally we will add this complete division in here in this to do list element so that we can show it on the browser. So we'll go stepwise. Now as we have created the list, it's time we create our checked button. Okay, so we will create our button just like we created our division and the list. So completed button, document dot create element, and it will be a button. Okay, now we need to add a particular HTML code, right? So if you do this completed button dot inner text equal to, now as we have used the font awesome class of fastfar plus square, we will be using it for delete and check as well, trash and check as well. So now we don't want so we need this, right? So we have to put this complete stuff here so that we can get the element. So we'll try by this. So here we will have an I tag with a class of fastfar check. but what will this do is this will just display the text, right? So we do not want to do that. So let's see what we have. Console.log created button dot inner text, right? So enter. So we have this value. We do not want this value, instead we want the element to be shown and rendered on a web page. So to do that, instead of inner text we will be using inner HTML, which can insert an HTML code inside your main file. So we have this, and then we will add a class to this, that is complete button, to style it. So completed button dot class list dot add, and we will add completed button, right? And then as we have created the completed element, we will append it to our main element, that is to do list. So we do that here, to do div dot append child, append child, and we append the completed button. Okay, so yeah, one mistake here, the method is append child and not append. Okay, so we got this. Now we have created two elements. Now the one element that is left is our trash button, right? So trash button. So we will create it constant completed trash button equal to document dot create element, and this will be of type button. Okay, now so trash button dot inner HTML, because here also we want the icon to be rendered and not the text. So we will add, and sorry, I forgot to change the content here. So sorry, it is checked correct, and here it will be trash. So I class will, and the class will have paspa trash. Okay, now as we have created the element, we have to add a class to it so that we can style it later. So trash button dot class list dot add, so we will be adding the class of trash button, trash btn. Right, now we have created the element, we will append it to our main division. Do dot append child, and we will append our trash button to it. Now we have our complete element created that we were discussing about. Now we have, the one thing that we have to do is we have to append it to the main element, right? So main element is our unordered list here. So we have to get it first, so we have to select this. So for that selection we will use here constant to do list equal to document dot query selector, and we will select to do hyphen list that we used before. So here now we have the element, we will add it to unordered list, right? So to do list dot append child, because this is a child of the element. So as we have our childs for to do main, our main div, so we have, this is each and every element like this, each and every element is a child of this complete list, right? So to do dot append to do div. Now let's see what we have on our browser. So if I enter something here, so yeah, you can see we have the value and the check button and the delete button. We will style it later, but we are getting the work. Okay, so now I add something 1. So yes, you see we have something 1 something. If I add working now on tutorial, so we have the value, and each and every value is generated with the same structure which contains the value, a check button and a delete button, right? So now as this is done, we have to, as you saw, this is very hectic because I write something get fruits, enter. Now this is not getting cleared, so each and every time I have to manually clear this. So we will do that here. We will clear as soon as we have inserted the element, we will clear it. So here clear to do input. Okay, so to do input dot value equal to clean, right? So here we are. So I write something where get fruits. So you see the input field is cleared, so we don't have to clear it manually each and every time again and again.